Hello everyone, welcome back to another sports design tutorial. Today I'll be showing you how to make this sports graphic. But as always, before we get into things, I need you guys to subscribe, like, watch the entire video to get the combination to unlock the PSD. So, now that you've done that, let's get into it. As you can see, I've already made our composition using images off Footy Renders. I will link all these in the description below, along with the textures I'll be using. However, again, as I said, I need you guys to watch the entire video to get the PSD. But again, let's jump into it. Our first step will be grouping the back three images together, and we'll create a layer mask. Make sure our flow is around 10% using our black brush. We'll just get rid of the shorts and a little bit of Pedri's arm in the back as well, like so. We'll increase this up to 20% just because we want to do this a little bit quicker. Maybe a little bit more. Now that we've done that, what I'm going to do is grab a Barcelona logo. I'll put the Barcelona logo in, and I will grab the blue and red maroon from the image. Now we'll come to the bottom, and we'll make a nice gradient with this. Maybe just with the blues. Like so. And we'll go back to this layer here and keep on with our gradient map. What the hell? Just because there are a few images that need a little bit of fixing, we're going to make individual layer masks for them. Now that that's done, we're going to come to this Pedri and we're going to match the colors to the rest of the images here. So what we'll do is we'll bump up the exposure, increase the contrast, a little bit of vibrance, but we'll also do our normal color corrections as well. There we go. Now let's match the others and we'll duplicate these. Keep duplicating it so it's on all of them. Now they all match. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the composition a tiny little bit smaller and bring it a little bit in. Just like that, and move it over a tad little bit more. What I'm actually going to do is switch this back to a white background. And what we're going to do is move this Pedri a little bit more in and make him a little bit more bigger. And we'll move the composition down. Like so. Now what we'll do is we will grab a blue rectangle. Make sure this is middled within the graphic. There we go. Now what we'll do is we'll again fix up these layer masks. And the back arm of Pedri just because he's sticking out. So we'll switch to a hard brush for that and hide that away. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add shadows to the bottom Pedri using our floor shadow brush. Switch to black, keep the flow on 100. And now we'll add the shadows to him. And we'll quickly just fix up any mistakes that we made. Again, I'm just going to fix up this layer mask just because I don't really like it. There we go. Now it's all fixed. Our next step is going to be adding text into the little side here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go Tosca, 3700 bold, make sure our VA is set to none, and we'll type in Pedri. Not in the VA though. Make this a little bigger, move it to there. And we might just tuck this a little bit behind this layer here. Our next step will be adding in a Camp Nou photo, but what we're going to do is we're going to edit this. So we're going to draw all the colors out of the image. And we're going to rotate it. What we want to do is we want to hide that side of the pitch. And we'll set this to luminosity and turn it right down to around 20%. Turn the flow to around 10. And mask out some of the sides and up the top. Actually, we're going to get rid of the background. What we're going to do is we're going to come to our paintbrushes, come to paint 6, grab the blues and maroon. We're going to start with the maroon, make sure our flow's on 100, and start stamping these in. Once we've got the base of it, we're going to change the direction and some of the more of the colors. Now what we'll do is we'll change the colors and direction. We're going to make some of these a little bit darker. Quickly come to brush settings, and we'll just scatter. Sorry, we won't scatter, we will angle jitter. So every single time I press this, it changes the angle for me. Now what we'll do is we'll get the Barcelona logo back, and we'll get some yellows in there. Our next step will be making this Barcelona logo stick out in the background. So what we'll do is we'll get it back to normal, bring it to here. I want it to be sticking out this way, so we'll enlarge it to the size we want. and bring it behind the composition and distort it how we want to. Now what we'll do is we'll come to filter, displace, and using our still XD displacement map, of dust, we will increase this to around 50 and 50 dust, and we'll move this a little bit up like so. Now what we'll do is we'll come to this pedry, choose outer glow, and do the same for the rest of the images. Like so. Now we'll come to the pedry text and do the same thing with the displacement map. Dust, and then move his text up again. Yeah, if I just do the fucking white balance shit. Now we'll come back to this pedry layer, and just because his exposure isn't the same as others, we're just going to increase it a tiny little bit more. And we can see the difference that makes. Our next step will be to do the color correction like I always do. So we'll add 2 layers, call them black and white. And we'll also come to color lookup and add a 3 strip. We'll copy that and put them all on the rest of the cutouts that we already have. Like so. And now we will start the color correction process. So drop the opacity down to 30%. Make sure we've got black and white selected. We'll come back up to our soft round brush. And we will start on the blacks. And make sure they're set to overlay as well. Both. And now what we'll do is we will continue to do the kit first and the shorts. Just very quickly doing the shorts, and now once we move down to the legs, we can add the shadows on the legs as well. Also start on the arms too. Add those shadows where we need them. Now we will add the highlights in. Now that's done, we'll move on to the next pedry. Again, set them both to overlay. And because we started on whites again, we'll start on our whites first. Now we'll move on to our blacks. Turn the opacity down a little bit. And again, we'll do our shadows on the kit. And we can see the difference that makes already. Move on to the next pedry. Again, set them both to overlay. And we'll start on our shadows. Now that we've done the shadowing, move on to the kit. Now we will switch to highlights. And we can see the difference that makes. Now we'll finish with the final. Again, set them to overlay. Move down. And just draw over all the highlights that are already there. Now switch to our shadows. And let's draw the shadows in. And we'll very quickly do the kit too. Now we'll move to color lookup, come to color lookup, and we'll choose a color lookup that works with the image. Drop the opacity down on this to around 55%. Control Shift Alt E, convert it to a smart object, and now let's play around with the camera raw filter. What we're going to do is increase the clarity and texture, a little bit of the contrast, increase the exposure, come to curve, bump this one up a bit. Now come to vignetting, I'm going to go to around 14 and increase the grain. And there we go. That's how we make this sports graphic. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment what we want to see next. Make sure you watch through all my previous videos so I can get my hours up, and also subscribe. See ya.